Topping the news tonight, Cabinet has advised the President to revoke the proclamation which declared that certain sections of the Administration of Justice Act 2011 would take effect from Wednesday this week. After consultation with stakeholders, it was decided that the date on which these sections would become law be delayed for 8 months. 33, 4 to 31, 33, 35 and Schedules 1 to 5, 7 and 8 of the Administration of Justice Act 2011 were supposed to have come into effect on January 13. This act repeals and replaces the Indictable Offences Act and provides for a system of pre-trial proceedings relating to indictable offences and other related matters. The new date for these sections to come into operation is August 2, 2013. According to a press release from the Ministry of Justice, the revocation follows the consultations between the new Minister of Justice, Chrislyn Moore, and various stakeholders. This includes members of the criminal justice system, those with responsibility for implementing the provisions of the Act, and those to be impacted by its implementation. And also the judiciary, the DPP, the Law Association, the Criminal Bar Association, and the TTPS. The ministry states that the stakeholders indicated that they would not be ready by January 2nd, as more time is needed to complete training, build internal capacity, and upgrade plant. The controversial Section 34 of the Act was prematurely proclaimed in August 2012 and repealed by the Parliament less than a month later. Section 34 would have allowed persons to have their cases thrown out 10 years after the commission of the offence, once no trial had begun. It created an outcry when certain persons applied to be discharged soon after it was proclaimed.
So glad you can join us on this All Year's Day, as we say in Trinidad and Tobago, and it was a year beyond his wildest expectation. And newly crowned SOSA Athlete of the Year and Olympic gold medalist Keyshawn Walcott says he is overflowing with motivation. Well, that's to topple his current success in the new year. Well, the 19-year-old Togo-born athlete became only the second man from the Western Hemisphere to win an Olympic gold medal in the sport of javelin, while also winning the gold in the World Youth Championship in Barcelona, Spain.
As everybody can see, this year was tremendous, coming out, winning each and everything. So this year was terrific. Hopefully better things will come next year. My motivation is to, well, I have to say, I work hard for my family. My mother has been behind me throughout the years, so I'll just keep working hard. I love the sport, so I'm going to be continuing.
As the new year approaches, after facilitating another successful Olympic campaign, the Trinidad and Tobago Olympic Committee, well, they are anxious to push ahead with plans to improve and build upon TNT's recent success. As Ruskin Mark explains, this is priority number one for outgoing TTOC President Larry Romani.
Reuniting Keyshawn Walcott with the javelin with which he won Olympic gold in London 2012 was a gesture that nearly brought the 19-year-old to tears. But it's just the way outgoing president of the TTOC, Larry Romani, does things, and would like to see more of it in all quarters when it comes to sport in TNT. He's of the view that we need to understand what caused our 2012 success and how best to replicate and improve upon them.
We all love to celebrate sport, but we need to have our children love sport. And it comes back to how do we understand the role of sport in the lives of our children. Most people see sport purely as recreation, purely as fitness and health, but we don't really understand that sport is absolutely necessary for us to understand who we are, for us to learn the most valuable value of social interaction and understanding, how we get along with one another. And this is what the Olympic Committee is about.
He also commended the successful athletes on their accomplishments, but attributed their success to something very simple.
Imagination is much greater than knowledge. When we get to the point that we are at now, where we have great athletes, tremendous performers, we think that these are very talented individuals. But I want to tell you something. At the level of elite sport, and at the level of Keyshawn and Richard Thompson and Andrew Lewis and Najasin, ability is not what matters. Choices are what matters. They need to make the right choices. And I'm here to tell you that in the last 4 years, those athletes made the right choices.
Romani is also stressing the importance of pushing ahead and taking sport development and management to a different level.
Our watchwords are education, development, and performance. Over the last year, we have educated 150 young people in sport administration and certified them under an IOC program. We have targeted and interacted with over 3,000 kids in primary school in teaching them values and the understanding of what play really means. Through the help of the Minister of Education, we have started an initiative where we are measuring the obesity of every child in primary school, because this would give us an understanding of where the real challenges are. And with his help, the Ministry of Health and Johns Hopkins University, these figures will be analyzed and programs will be put in place, because this is how we do things at the Olympic Committee.
TTOC rules only allow its presidents to serve a maximum of 2 four-year terms consecutively. Ruskin Mark, C Sports.